keep it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And pawn it, or you just gonna keep
sell
rocking it?
No, you sell it. Bitch.
Okay, right? Because you don't want it for the next marriage if you decide to get remarried.
And then
that's
if
weird.
you're holding on to shit like your ring, that gives the wrong.
And then the next
symbol to
ring
the
is
neck.
like smaller than the one that your ex
right.
got you. Yeah, that
It's
creates
weird.
way too
All right, well,
much
let me
issue.
tell you about my
Oh,
experience.
yes.
I know I didn't
Yeah.
drop it on you, but I'm about to.
Right. I feel like you holding out.
But I
We
did
know Casey
have
got some
an
ratchet
ex
stories.
who, it wasn't around the holidays, but I brought him home. I was 23, so this was actually the first time it was like a really, really solid relationship, and I was bringing him around my family, and he was fine. He had everything that I was looking for, but at the same time, he was also really, really feeling himself. So my family is very vocal. They do not hold back. They ratchet too. Like it's not the place where you want to grandstand. Like they are not that family. So I brought him to like the family reunion type thing that we have every year. And so we had a moment where they were like, everybody in the Clay family, get up on the porch. We're going to take a picture. And our great-grandparents, their last name is Clay, so that's what we're referring to.
Mama named Clay. I'm going to call him Clay.
Exactly. So we're all gathering. Apparently, and I heard this later, he says, while standing next to one of the patriarchs in my family, my dad's cousin, so like my older second cousin, he goes, what if you're fucking a Clay? Nigga.
He didn't say that.
I promise you
He
he
didn't say
did.
fucking.
He said, what if you're fucking a Clay? And he said it to his buddy, even though my whole motherfucking family is standing around you. Why would you say that? And so, like, my cousin didn't say anything, but he eventually told me about it later. There was some issue.
So you was dating 2 Chainz.
I swear.
Titty boy.
Damn.
Actually, back then it was
Right,
Titty boy. You was dating
right.
Titty boy is
He
what you're telling
just-
me.
So, and he later told me that he was very intimidated by how large my family was, and he didn't know what he was getting himself into, and he felt like we weren't there yet as far as introducing him to them. He was just off his square, and I was just like, bro,
Like, yeah, so I'm gonna do some real fuck boy shit.
right, just to
because
blow
I'm
this all up.
nervous.
Because this is only one of like 3 stories that happened
I'm
that
new
night.
to America, so I'm gonna go ahead and set off this nuclear warhead in the middle
Exactly
of
right.
downtown Washington D.C.
It was so
because
bad.
I
He
feel
got
funny.
into it with one of my other cousins,
Oh,
and
stop it.
I think some of them wanted to fight him. One of my cousins was like, "Hey, Casey, come get your boy." Like, it got to that point.
It got to that point.
Yes.
Somebody had to say.
Wow.
Somebody
how
had to
old
say-
was you?
I was
Oh,
like,
wait.
I was like 23.
Damn, yeah, we was doing dumb shit. back
Yeah.
then.
No, wait. I'm sorry. I was 24. I think he was like 21 or 22. So
See, that's-
really
see,
young.
he was dating them young boys.
Yeah. I mean,
Hotheads.
I was
Where was
young.
he from?
Chicago.
This nigga, oh, and he's a Chicago.
Yeah.
You should have really known.
Yeah,
he's
so-
straight off
Should have
the
dated a
west
nigga
side.
from Omaha, man. He would have done that.
Shut up.
Them Omaha
swear.
niggas would have done that shit, man.
Do you
Chicago niggas, they turned up.
They do. Do you think it's appropriate, like, as the other person to say, when are you going to take me to your family's house for the holidays?
No.
Why not? What if you've been dating for a year?
Then you move on.
Do you move on?
No, but you don't ask, like, because that to me, I think that's aggressive. Like, that's super aggressive, and you're setting yourself up to be disappointed with the answer.
If he or she
Because-
didn't offer, then
Exactly.
yeah.
If he or she didn't offer it or bring it up or
Mhm.
nothing like that,
Mhm.
then you just start making moves in your head, like, well, maybe this isn't what I thought it was. You know what I mean?
But what if they're like Isaac, somebody who's not super into the holidays, bringing you over to the family is not as significant to
So,
him.
It's funny, right? Because
Like, does someone have to ask you for you to even think about it?
no, not
No,
necessarily.
because
but
once stuff starts coming up, or you'll start to want to because you're talking about this person to these people.
Mhm.
Like, who are you with? Oh, I'm out with dinner with so and so. Oh, okay, y'all have fun.
okay.
But then after a while, you're like, you know what? My mom's been asking about you. I've been talking about you or whatever. So I might as well bring you through because you ain't going nowhere. But if
So-
your ass is going somewhere
Mhm.
and I'm not that serious about you, I'll never bring that up. Like,
Right.
I'll never
Hmm.
offer that.
Okay, so damn, Brittany, see, that's why I be enjoying talking with you, because you be saying shit sometimes, man. and you get my mind firing. I'm like, oh, I want to comment to that. I want to comment to that. I want to get you know, you go across the spectrum. I'm gonna try to see, because there was some ratchet shit I wanted to say from the jump, but then you just touched into something else. So the first off, this is gonna be some vain shit, but this is real. Because personally, I've never dated a woman that did not want me to meet her family. Now,
you bragging about your personality skills? Like,
yes.
I am so
He
dope.
thinks
All
that
these women
I think
want.
so.
All these women. Remember in the other podcast, he said, you know, everybody wanna wife me. Like everybody.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Wife me.
I would have to listen to the podcast. I
said
don't think I
that.
said
Like,
that.
everybody
That might have
want
been
me.
one of the unreleased ones because you was cussing too much. I couldn't release it and shit.
Okay.
No,
Blame it on me.
No. But point I'm making though is but the reason I say that is because I wonder honestly how my ego would feel, my ego and my emotions would feel if I was into someone and I recognize the apprehension. You know what I'm saying? Like if I saw the resistance or the trepidation in introducing me to who was significant to her.
Okay.
Like I can admit, wow, like I had to actually think about that. Like you've never been in a situation, but once again, I'm not the one that's resistant to it either. So it's not like, oh, you always curbing chicks. Like, what if they curb you? It's saying I'm very open with it. So everyone that I've dealt with has been open with it as well. I can admit to maybe saying we have a different interpretation of what that represented, you know, what that meaning represented, but I've never been on the space where, damn, I'm really feeling this chick. I want to meet her moms, and man, when's she going to invite me? You know what I'm saying? But to the point that I was going to even say beyond that was, being the person that I am, I probably would be the person that would either suggest it or even throw it out there. And not even as a, oh my God, I just really need to meet your mom because I'm trying to get deeper into your world. I would probably throw it out there as a indication of, I don't know, man, I'm feeling you. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be cool. Now, if I saw resistance from her, I wouldn't push because of just who I am. I would make it known that I'm interested. And see, you also got to understand that the male-woman dynamic is different. How women approach these situations are different. You all do it that way. It's like, oh my God, this bitch is trying to get married. See, I thought we was just having fun, and now, you know, like guys get stupid. I do it. I can do it in a semi-charming way, which 9 times out of 10, a woman is going back to her girls, and she's like, oh my God, girl, he wanted me to meet my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's looking at it like this is more special than when a woman wants to meet a man. So I'm also taking that into consideration, you know what I'm saying? But just even off of, you know, what Brittany was saying, like, that really makes me look at the circumstances slightly, you know, differently as it relates to, you know, how you would go about approaching, you know, that situation. So, yeah, I think, you know.
All right, y'all.
I'm growing is what I'm saying.
Listen,
Through this podcast.
Hey,
this podcast.
Get you them
is helping
$15
me.
Walmart gift cards, and y'all make it rain out there real quick, because
That's funny.
we are done with the gift giving
funny.
section.
If I made it rain with gift cards. Oh shit, that is funny as fuck. Going to like a strip club.
Oh God.
And like making it rain with gift cards, and them shits is smacking women in the eye and shit.
That is
and they
not
like,
funny.
ow, and them shits, they hitting them in the titty, and they like, oh my God, this hurts. Ow, and you're like, they $15, bitch. That's $15.
That's a lot of money.
That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny.
Let's move on
That's
to
like
this.
Dave Chappelle funny. That's
Okay.
all right. Whatever.
We're moving on to the celebrity
create that
relationship
skit.
news. We're gonna drop a couple of
right,
pieces
go
of
for it.
information. It sounds like Nicki and Meek Mill are on the outs. So Nicki dropped a cryptic Instagram message.
I saw that bullshit.
Did you?
Oh, I didn't see it. Through one of it. I don't follow none of them.
Are you sure?
No,
She said, "Thank God you blew it." She spelled blue as in the color. Thank God I dodged the bullet. I'm so over you, baby. Good looking out. Hashtag best thing you never had. Thank you for the epic gift at Sincere Armani. I think she was referring to her Chanel sandals in that. But not long after Meek Mill deleted his Instagram account. So I don't know.
But that's difficult though because
Blue as in L-U-E.
BLUE as in Jay-Z and
Yeah,
Beyonce's child, and
Right.
she's also
She's
referencing
singing Beyonce's
Beyonce's
song.
the fuck out of
you
here,
don't-
man.
you should not have
Publicity.
nothing to do.
Publicity. Right. That may be nothing. Jesse Jackson. God, having some technical difficulties. Jesse
Fire
Jackson,
the engineer. Who's the engineer in this motherfucker?
Jesse Jackson Jr. and his wife Sandy just filed for divorce.
About time.
Look, them
I'm waiting for him to
Negroes-
kill
What's
himself.
coming?
When will
Stop.
he and his daddy kill himself?
Okay, you know
Damn.
what? That is aggressive,
I don't give a fuck.
especially around the holidays.
Because
Right.
his
Isaac
daddy,
Paul.
and I'll say this shit, his daddy, I believe,
Mhm.
has something to do with Martin Luther King's assassination.
Of
Put
course he
that
did.
shit on the books.
Mark it
A,
down.
and B, he also was the same person that said, let's cut Obama's balls off
Yeah, he
on
did.
Fox News.
That's not
but then
okay.
he crying and snotting when he get the inauguration. Fuck Jesse Jackson.
Yes.
Put that shit on the books. Come
Don't
after
worry.
me.
That's a
I'll say
soundbite.
that shit.
That's soundbite.
Yeah, fuck all of them.
I
don't-
agree.
So next, because I don't care what happens to their family, because
Yeah.
they got rich off of taking advantage,
Taxpayers.
but off of taking advantage of the African Americans community's trust, because we looked at them and we looked at them as though they were patriarchs
Right.
and that they were supposed to lead us into something better,
Mhm.
but all they've been were the largest culture vultures
Right.
that we've ever seen in the African American community. So anytime I hear their names, I'm like, whatever. The only Jackson
Fuck
I
'em.
acknowledge is Michael.
Right. What about the other 5 or 4? That's like 6 of them niggas.
Okay, Janet, I ain't gonna lie.
You fuck with Janet?
Oh man, like not
Everybody.
even now, but like when I was a kid.
Of course you did. We all did. Okay.
Really?
Hell yeah.
All right, that's all
All
right.
right,
That's another
in-
conversation and
yeah,
shit.
it's
As a
different
kid,
conversation. In If
Shit.
You Care News, Stevie J and Faith Evans are
That's
officially
funny.
a couple.
that's cute. That's
Yes.
cute.
Stevie J and Faith Evans.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
no,
are.
They're not.
Yes,
No, they are.
They are.
No, they aren't.
He announced it and she confirmed it. I'm disgusted, but I'm not going to talk about it because I don't care enough. French Montana and Iggy Azalea are also a couple.
Oh no, they've been a couple for a minute.
Yeah, they just confirmed it recently.
Stop it. Y'all been doing the
Of course they
Instagram
have.
shit.
Right.
Yeah. So that's enough of
Whatever.
that. In a former podcast, we talked about Mary J. Blige's ex and his spousal support, and I was initially all for it. But this nigga is getting out of control. Like,
Yeah, I told you it was
apparently-
fuck shit back then,
well,
so
no,
please break
I'm
it
still
down.
not. I stand by what I said about
know
men
you
deserving spousal support when.
Which is gay. I'm sorry. I
Whatever.
shouldn't have said that. That was wrong.
Right.
That was
You're
that was
so
wrong.
homophobic.
No, I'm not.
But
That- I
apparently
shouldn't have used that word.
He's holding
Some
a
fuck shit.
Grammy and 2 of her cars hostage right now. And he's also. Nigga.
That's some petty ass shit.
It's
These
so
niggas are
fucking
inch-
petty.
They
That
will
is so
take
petty.
a nation.
If you
know
don't
what I'm
get
saying?
your whole fucking life.
Dude,
Um,
stop
And
it.
he's also being accused of swindling her out of $420,000 in business deals that had nothing to do with her business. So I'm like, fuck this dude.
Yeah.
Like, he can
He
go
just looked
crawl
like
under
a
rock.
creep dude.
Yeah,
Because
he
wasn't he also the one that cheated or something?
I don't know about him cheating.
Oh, okay.
There wasn't any
All right.
conversation about
That's
that.
me
But
slut shaming him.
yes.
God.
But that wraps it up for me, Isaac Paul. Do you have an opinion for us today?
I do.
Do you?
Oh boy.
Right, he finna drop them bars on y'all.
Yeah.
I ain't about to drop no bars, man. I'm just about to just share my opinion.
Okay.
So, I don't know if y'all have heard about this thing that's been flying around the internet about how you can give $100 and you can get blessed with $800.
I have heard of this.
The blessings loom is
It
what it
sounds
calls.
like a blessing to me.
It
It-
sounds
it's
like
a blessing.
Federal offense.
It sounds like what?
A federal offense.
Can I
Speak on it.
lure you into this dark alley, give you a drink that has you a little woozy, and then put my penis in your vagina
Oh my God.
Excuse me,
and
Mr.
get a kid.
Mr. Cosby, I have a question.
Right.
Before
Right.
we do that.
You know, so it's the blessings loom. And, I've been seeing how people have been responding to this online. And I think, actually, ironically enough, the first person that introduced me to it was someone who I highly respect, which is why he almost added credibility to it.
Okay.
Made me look at it a little differently and made me say, oh, shit, wait a minute, what is this? He tagged some people.
Right.
It's like, what is this thing? But it wasn't enough for me to say, what is this thing?
Let
me
me
give
do
you
it.
$100, right? It's like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to just lay back because I
And
trust
watch
this
it.
dude and he intelligent.
Mhm.
He's too intelligent. But I also know he and I had a conversation a few weeks back, and he was in a financially tough spot.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, let me lay back because I know a Ponzi scheme when I see one.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like a Ponzi scheme, but this dude is multiply degreed. He's posting this shit. Let me just see how this plays out.
Mhm.
So then, obviously, all my friends in my news feed start doing the same shit. Not all my friends. That's a dramatic overstatement. A healthy portion was flooding my news feeds with this shit. So I'm like, all right, start looking into it. You realize it is a Ponzi scheme. It's
Mhm.
not a network marketing. It's not multi-level marketing. It's a Ponzi scheme, meaning it's not backed off of an actual product. So for those of you all that don't know what it is, it's the same thing that you've always seen. It's saying, you give me $100. I'm going to give you the opportunity to then invite all of your friends to do the exact same thing, and I'll spare you all the system. But over a period of time, if you get enough people to invest in this and enough people contribute $100, you move to the next level, and then the next level, and in the final level, you get an $800 return. Sounds great because I'm only giving $100, but I'm getting $800 back.
Mm.
I've watched people in my news feed try to, like, not just analyze, but justify this shit in a way where they're like getting angry at people. Well, I'm just saying, some of you all don't understand that sometimes in life you got to make an investment and it's all about a blessing. Like, they're using these words, and these are people, you guys, that I've gone to high school with, that I respect,
Right.
that have respectable positions. But let me tell you the one common thread in all the niggas who I respect, not all the niggas, but all the niggas who I respect that are doing this shit, they're in a financially tough spot, which means that intellectually, you know this is a hustle. Intellectually, you know you're about to fuck over a lot of people.
Right.
But I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to try to get other people to get engaged in this because I want to cash out. I'm in a tough spot, and I need this $800. I need this 800 or this 700% return on my investment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to bastardize myself, my reputation, and my brand so that I can get money, knowing that there are going to be many people who got engaged in this because of my suggestion who are not going to get that return
Yeah.
because this is not a guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There are going to be, when you see the end result of all the people that got the 800 and all the people that put 100 in and are like waiting, it's going to be somewhere between 90% getting fucked over,
Yeah.
10% getting money, and that's being generous.
Yeah.
The intelligent people that I know that are investing in this, my thing is, are you aware of what this says about you and your brand and your character when you know I'm investing in something that's going to fuck a lot of people over?
Yeah.
You can talk about Trump all you want. You are Donald Trump at that point, because I don't believe Donald Trump believes that African Americans have tails and that they are lower class citizens and that they are, you know what I'm saying? He's not your typical bigot. he's got a lot of black friends, like legitimate black friends. But he was also opportunistic, and he didn't care about the people that he was going to hurt with his message, because he was just seeing about how he was going to benefit. So it's like, fuck everybody I'm going to hurt. The people that are close to me are going to come up. But what I'm doing right now, I know is dangerous, and I don't care about how dangerous it is. I'm more concerned about my personal position in me moving forward. Are you any different than Donald Trump if you get engaged in a Ponzi scheme that you know ultimately
We'll fuck over it.
is going to fuck over a lot of people? You are no better. You're just at a different level, at a much lower level. You're no different than, what's the guy who did the last Ponzi scheme that everybody, Madoff.
Bernie Madoff.
Bernie Madoff. You're no different than him. You're no different than Donald Trump. And I know this has nothing to do with love and relationships, but you know what? Maybe it does. Because if you love people, you don't fuck them over.
That's right.
If you have relationships with people, you don't fuck them over.
Right.
So maybe this
Especially
does.
the ones you know.
The ones you know. And that is what network marketing and multi-level marketing attempts to capitalize off of, is going after the low-hanging fruit. Oh, you've got 3,000 Facebook friends, and out of those 3,000, 200 are close followers. They're really into you. Guess what? I can turn a couple of $100 investment into $3,000-$4,000. But you know what? It's gonna fuck over a lot of people in the end. They try to set the narrative up like it won't, but it will.
It will.
You're a drug dealer.
Pretty much.
You are.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just selling crack because I'm trying to help my kids eat, but you're destroying a community at the same time. You're selling them false hope, and you know you are. You're too intelligent for that. So that's my opinion, and I stand on it.
Hey.
Oh.
Isaac Paul dropping him. What I say? He dropped bars.
Hey,
I said he was dropping
I didn't even
bars.
know it was coming out.
It's all right.
It's just, it's Christmas time, and they really trying to take advantage of the fact that it's fucking Christmas. Oh, you want to be able to get some gifts for your kids?
Right. Yeah, that's not
Nigga,
cool.
you're
not
trying to fuck people over, dog. All right, Trump. I'm going to
right.
start calling him Trump.
Just start calling
Or
everybody who does
Madoff.
things like that.
All right, Madoff.
Right. Well, thank you, Isaac Paul, for your opinion. We appreciate that. We enjoy having you, as usual. Thank you, Brittany, for your fantastic input, as usual. My lovely co-host.
Illustrious?
My illustrious co-host,
earlier.
Brittany, on the ones and twos.
What? Don't get me started now.
No, thank you all for
I should
listening.
make a drop of freestyle.
Please
One of these days we gonna do that.
follow us on all of our social media channels. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all are at The Tequila Tales. Also go to our website. A lot of cool new videos have been updated. TheTequilaTales.com. Go to the quickies. It's really fun. All of the videos are uploaded there. Our podcast can be found there in addition to SoundCloud. So be sure to share the episode. If you're still listening, you enjoy it, definitely share it. We have our anniversary coming up in February, so look out for that. We're going to be posting tickets and all the information soon, so be on the lookout for it. If you have any questions, you want any topics to be covered on this podcast, if you want us to go over those things, send us an email, info@thetequilatales.com. This podcast was produced by Isaac Paul. Original music by Rob Seasway. Hello, everyone. I'm Casey Alana with the Tequila Tales Unleashed. I'm here with Jessica Squared and Brittany. There are two Jessicas in case you don't understand what squared means. I'm not insulting the listeners. I'm just saying that some people, it's been a long time since I did math, so I just wanted to point that out. So we're going to be talking about a few different things today. The first topic I wanted to discuss were exes. So
how beautiful. How fitting.
Yeah, everyone loves to talk about their ex-boyfriends and girlfriends. So according to Cosmopolitan, the top 10 reasons couples break up are they fell out of love, he cheated, she lied about something and I couldn't trust her again, we were always fighting and I realized we shouldn't be together, he stopped doing sweet and romantic things for me, I miss being single and dating around. He wasn't ambitious with his career. One of us moved. She didn't get along with friends or family, or the sex was bad. So, are there any things you would add to that list? Or how do you feel about that list?
I would like to begin with saying that I feel like you should take all exes, stuff them in a box, seal that bitch up, and lock it, and throw it into the ocean.
All of them, really?
All of them, male or female. So if you are a male listening to this, put all of those hoes in a box. If you are a woman listening to this, take all of those men, put them in a box, ship them off to Thailand. No, to North Korea. That's where you ship them.
You sound bitter.
Yes. Not bitter, just irritated, highly, with the
they might have a good life in those
of
places.
exes.
I said they might have a good life in those places.
Yes, they may. I think that they would be able to really, truly reallocate their brains with how to deal with other people, you know. Yeah. No, I think that the list is pretty spot on. Of course, you have other things you can add, like he just really couldn't get along with like my friends, or hated my job, didn't support me, stuff like that, you know. So I mean, there's a lot of things you can kind of add to that, but as far as like the basic things, I think that list pretty much kind of touches on kind of those things that actually happen.
I think they left out lack of communication, like people not communicating with each other. That's like the most thing that you need in a relationship, and they didn't talk about that at all.
Well, for my exes, that whole list fits. And that lack of communication comes as a result of all those things. So yeah, lack of communication, but with all that cheating, not getting along with parents, with friends and all that stuff. What were like the first three? I was like, yep.
They fell out of love.
Yes.
She lied about something and I couldn't trust her again. We were always fighting and realized we shouldn't be together.
Yes, the always fighting is like, after some point you're like, I'm tired of fighting. I don't want to talk about this anymore. The nitpicking, it could be small or big. It shouldn't have to be a fight every single time. So it's like fighting all the time is like a deal breaker for me. It's like, I have work, I have life. You're supposed to be my getaway. If I have to fight with you all the time, it's over. Let me find somebody else that like take my stress away. It's not put on stress for me.
For me, the most memorable one I'd say is crack.
Can't
It just flew out. Oh wait, okay.
Alright, everyone has one of those moments.
The biggest one for me is how should I put this? Maybe lack of commitment. When you reach a certain place and you think, you know, we should be taken to the next level, and the person doesn't know if they want to or not ready for it, then we can't be together anymore. Because now I'm not happy, and you're okay with how we are, and I'm not. So, you know, if you want to keep, you know, this same place, I can't do it. So you. Good luck out there finding someone like me.
I think that's awesome that you say that, because this is something that I've actually been thinking about for a while, and I haven't quite been able to kind of put my finger on like what to call it, like how to classify this specific group of people. So that's like dating without a purpose, right?
Right.
I'm dating because the world says I should be dating, but I don't really want to date because I have no purpose for dating. And when I say that, I say like, okay, I'm dating, but I'm not looking for no fiance, no husband. If somebody were to propose to me right now, he could be everything that I want, but I'm going to say no because I'm not ready for the commitment. I'm not really ready for the commitment of dating because I may do things like not always want to be around my mate outside of closed doors. Like, if it's not us being intimate, then I may not invite you out all the time, like with my friends and stuff like that. Right. Like, you're a confirmed
That's what that
fuck buddy.
like.
Right, confirmed. Like, you know, we may go to dinner. You know, I may, you know, come see you. But ultimately, like,
The relationship is just the two of you.
just the two of us. Like, I don't know much about your world beyond what you tell me, and same thing and vice versa, you know? So, like, that's really, like, that whole dating without a purpose. Like, you know, I'm dating, I'm calling myself somebody's girlfriend, or you're calling yourself somebody's man or whatever, but you're halfway in it. Like, you got one foot in and you got one foot
Or
out.
if you're not putting a label on it at all. Like, you can date for however many months or years, and you've never really talked about us being an actual couple.
Right.
And then one person, you decide, we need to have this conversation. The other one's like, I'm not ready for that. And you're like, what the hell are we doing then? Why?
Or the motherfucker says some stupid shit like, well, what are we doing?
Right.
If you didn't say it, I'm sorry, sir. It did not happen. It's not happening if you didn't say it. If you don't tell me what this is, or what we're doing, or what we've been doing, I'm not going to assume.
Right.
Because assuming puts me in a situation for me to get my feelings hurt and be picking my face up off the ground. And it's not going to happen.
I think these situations happen when somebody is not in love or wants to be with the other person. So it's like one-way street. When it's both, then that conversation happens early on, then you know what you're doing. But if it doesn't happen, it's like somebody has more feelings than the other one, the other person thinking they're single, so it's like both of you are not on the same page. Right. If it was, then it's like, okay, we don't need to have this conversation. You do what you do, I do what I do, then we meet up when we want to get intimate. But if it's like one person is like waiting for the other person to have conversation and all that stuff, then the other one's like, oh, I'll come whenever I want, or talk to he or she whenever I want, then it's like, it's not the same page. Then it's what dating with question mark. And, we need to have this conversation to figure out if we're on the same page. But if both thinking the same way, I want to be with this girl or I want to be with this guy, then this conversation happens early on.
Right. And so one of the things that I noticed that it left off for me in particular was timing. And like, me and my ex broke up specifically because it was the wrong time for us to be together. Like, we loved each other, everything was great. It just, we were young. It was just like, I was ready to settle down-ish. You know, he was not. He was just getting into his career. He loved what he was doing. He's like, I really kind of want to be single.
Like, it's hoes out there I can accomplish right now.
So many hoes right now.
You're
like,
really putting a little stop on it.
I love you, but I can't commit right now. So, like, timing, I think, is a big part of that. And, you know, they didn't really talk about that.
I really feel like with the whole timing issue, that's a whole nother conversation too. Yeah. Because I feel like, to me, everything happens for a reason. And I think that you go through certain things to get ready for certain people. And if you're with that person too early, then you might not know how to handle that person. You may have all the good intentions in the world, like, he's amazing, she's amazing. Oh my God, I could really see myself like settling down, having kids with this person. But for some reason, when she talks, I don't hear that shit. For some reason, when he tells me I don't give him enough attention, I don't understand how I'm not. I think he's awesome. I think I'm giving him everything. But it's like, until you can go through a few situations to get basically reality checked about yourself and really be able to kind of, you know, digest that and be able to self-check and kind of be able to reallocate your thinking. You know, certain people, certain spirits, you just won't be able to fulfill. They won't be able to give them what they deserve, you know, if you meet them at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, then I have a question. Do any of you feel like with any ex that you wish you could have done something different, or you would have done something different looking back now?
I dodged bullets.
I think we all did dodge a few.
To doing something different is staying too long. And when I know it wasn't working, and then I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a phase or something else. For me, is that like staying too long and hoping for the best in the next week, months, or whatever, and then not getting what I wanted at the end. I'm end up losing and ending up like, okay, this is over.
Right.
I say for me is, yes, definitely I would do something over. One is actually like breaking up with someone when you're young and then trying to go back however many years later, and you're not the same person you were 4 or 5 years ago. And then now you try to start this relationship up again, and it's multiple times you try, and you think like, oh yeah, this person, we were good together, we were good friends, but now it's like we don't really gel like that. No matter how many times I take a step back and then go back, like, okay, let's try this again. And then a few months down the road, it's like, shit.
Right.
Why did I do this again? It has to be a reason why this didn't work out the 3 times we tried before. So, yeah, I would definitely, like, just say, there was probably a reason that we broke up 2 times or whatever. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. So,
yeah. And the older you get, the more you change too.
Right.
So, for my friend's wedding, her dad was her, what do you call it? The pastor, whatever, priest, but
The officiant?
yeah, the officiant. And then he mentioned he's been married for like 20 plus years, and he said every year he has to learn to love his new wife, meaning his wife. They change, like both of them change every year, so it's like learning to love each other as we change or grow together. They've been together for like years, like when they were like early 20s. So everybody changed. So if you can't grow with the change and taking a step back is like taking 2-3 years off. So for example, if I was like 25, now I'm 30, that's totally different. At 30 years old, I've been through life, been through different things. So it's like if you can't grow with me or see my change or expecting the old me, it's not going to happen. So it's not going to work that way.
Yeah.
You know, Alfie, I have to say something to you, okay?
Oh, jeez.
And I just want you to know that I love you to death.
I feel like this is going to go south.
I know.
I feel like you are evolving as a person because you are dropping some bombs that I'm agreeing with lately. And you know, me, you don't fucking agree on shit.
You're a Leo.
I know. I'm sitting here looking at you, smiling and shit, drinking my drink like, girl, speak to me.
Like a proud mom.
Why, like a pro? Look at her. Talking and shit. Okay.
Talking and shit.
I didn't talk before.
You know, because before she's so militant, fuck them and leave them. Like, that's how she be, you know?
Yeah,
now it's like you really, like, you know, embodying, you know, being like a wholesome person. I fucking love it.
Wholesome.
I really have to kind of piggyback off of a couple of, girl, shit. A couple things that she had to say. So I agree, like the whole evolution of just you, like that's so important in a relationship. And relationships only last if you are accepting, or you have to like really love your person, love that other person to say, okay, whatever you go through, really, I'm going to be there. Like I'm going to help you grow. Like I want to see you happy, and if I can contribute to that, then I'm happy, you know? So as people grow, you have to encourage that, and through encouraging that, you're learning more about that person as they develop, and same thing with you, vice versa. So I think that that's really kind of powerful for that guy to say that during that particular wedding ceremony type of thing, because that's important. A lot of relationships don't last because the first thing a motherfucker say is, oh, you changing? You brand new on a nigga. No, nigga, I just don't like liver and onions today. Okay? Fuck, I liked them before, but today, I don't feel like it. Like, is it okay?
Right.
Maybe I want some asparagus and some steak. I don't want that. Is that all right? Like, I shouldn't be crucified for that. When it goes back to if there's things I should do I think I should have done or do I wish I should have done differently in my relationships? That's a tricky question. With them being past relationships, the first thing that comes to mind is no, fuck them, right? Because it's like if the shit didn't last, then it didn't last for a reason. And I think you said this, Jesse. Like if there was a reason that the shit did not work out, then I should be aware of that reason, know what that is, accept that, and then use that for my future, right? Use that to correct the things that I do in the future with whoever it is that will replace that relationship. I feel like every relationship and every encounter that you have with a person is a learning experience, and that determines whether or not you're a bitter bitch after the relationship. You know, whether you be like fuck all men, or everybody is an individual. You know, everybody will do things differently. Yeah, I've had 3 failed relationships, but the next one's gonna be a winner. You know, so that's the difference.
No, the next one's gonna be a winner.
Right.
That's how people get married 3-4 times.
He is it. Okay, we is making this work.
Wait, who was that? New York Pollard. What's her name? Tiffany Pollard.
Oh,
yeah.
Tiffany
Where she
Pollard.
said,
Jesus Christ. Are you
Exactly.
quoting to New York?
No,
What did she say?
Funny because she was on a date with someone, and she was basically saying like. She was laying it all out there like right away. I want this, and this. I'm not just out here just randomly dating.
Can I say it the way she
Yeah, you
said
can say
it? She goes, okay, don't quote me because I don't remember it word for word, but she was saying like, I want my name dropped. My last name dropped. Because I want to be married. I want my eggs cracked. Because I want to have a child. Like, girl,
right off the bat.
like, but wait, why are you so aggressive about it?
Because you gotta be. Because the killing party is a lot of people. You get a lot of things.
Yeah, I found it. Wait,
We gonna play the clip.
Keep looking. I'm gonna see if I can find the shorter clip.
Okay. You get a lot of people who say like, okay, in order for you to get what you want, you have to speak on it, right? You know, and a closed mouth don't get fed, so I'm with that.
Right.
But you know, again, timing. First date is not the place for me to say to you, look, listen,
I want my name
I'm
dropped.
looking to wake up and make you breakfast with a ring on my finger and my
have
last
8
name,
babies.
right? And my last name drop. Like,
That's not the
I want
time.
you to take out my trash. Like, you know, I'm not finna say that on the first date, but that could be my goal. You know what I'm saying? So,
See, so I have a question for Jessica when I'm finished with what I had to say. But so one thing that I regret is putting too much into the relationship when that person didn't deserve it.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm playing house, we living together, we're doing all this stuff, and looking back, I feel like although that person was a good person for me at the time, he exhibited no signs of wanting commitment or anything like that. And so
they hit you with the I'm not big on titles.
right.
Bitch,
Right.
What?
Your Ted right now, bitch, your Ted right now was amazing. Yeah, what are you saying to me? I'm getting up making you breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning your house.
I've met your mother, your cousins, your extended family.
You're comfortable with grocery shopping together.
Right. If you got a kid, I'm doing her hair and shit. What the fuck you mean you're not on titles? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had one tell me one time. You know, I don't believe in the institution of marriage.
Oh.
I feel like, you know, that's just some shit out there for, you know, shits and giggles and for people to be like, oh, it's just a show. Okay, that's cute. But if it's something that I'm looking for, and you know that's something that I'm looking for, right? Then why are we talking about what you believe in? You should be wanting to do for me as I do for you. So you may not believe in the institution of it, but you know that that's what I'm looking for. So your love, your deep underlying love for me should be like, well, baby, whenever I can get you a ring and get shit together, we getting married. Why are we having that conversation?
Why would he get married? Well, why would you want him to marry you if he doesn't believe in that?
Fuck all that. Here's my
Way.
thing.
I don't want you to marry me if you don't want to marry me.
No, that's different. If you don't want to marry me, then you don't want to marry me. But if you don't believe in the institution of marriage, he just didn't believe in being married, period.
He wanted to be with you for the rest of his life.
But he didn't
want to actually physically be married.
This sounds like some
bullshit.
No, well, yeah, but
Bullshit.
it sounds like you remember that movie. He's Just Not That Into You.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and Jennifer Aniston's character and Ben Affleck, like they had the ideal relationship, but he didn't want to actually get married.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Why does Jennifer keep getting the short end of the stick?
She is married now. She's
She's
very
married?
happy
Oh, I
right
thought she
now.
was engaged.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
married,
Well, that's good.
and I need you to be happy for her.
I'm excited.
Yeah, finally, bitch.
I'm excited for it, but you know that whole
It could be her. Who knows?
Brad
Who
Pitt
knows?
situation really
That's
fucked
because
me
she
up.
didn't want to have kids, from what I've read.
That-
And then
I
he
don't
didn't
know.
want
I don't think that was
wanted a
true.
whole army.
Male kids,
Yeah.
yeah.
She wasn't having that. She was like, "You better go find that somewhere else."
And he did.
And he did.
Not only did they have an army, they adopted 17 more.
And that's
I'm
part
with
of the conversation before you get married.
Yeah, don't
Figure
get
out
married if you didn't.
Financial stuff, kids, what do you want for the future? If it doesn't match up, go find somebody else.
Yeah, because at this point in life, I'm not having any more seeds, okay? No more spawns of Satan. So when
I'm telling your babies you said that, by the way.
those
Probably
are
tell them today.
I tell them all the time.
They're so sweet.
They're so adorable.
They're gonna be damaged.
They're not damaged. My kids love that shit. Okay? But they're it for me. Now, I'm definitely open to a man who already has children because I'm not giving you another one at all.
Right.
It's not happening.
Well.
LeBron can walk in here right now and say,
LeBron, a
LeBron.
happily married human being.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing
If
out
LeBron
a figure.
approached me, I would say no right off the bat.
He's
Why?
not attractive.
First off, he's
really,
huge.
he has
as
really
fuck.
cute kids, though.
That's a 50-50 damn thing.
Yeah.
That hairline is damaging.
Do you feel like your cute gene is strong enough to carry?
Dude, let me tell you something. My cute gene is on point. My cute gene is on point.
Yeah, it is.
I
Your
have.
kids look just like your ass.
And they're
Oh my
so-
God.
they're so
it don't
cute.
matter who you are. Them babies come out looking like
They do.
senses. You hear what I'm saying? But wait though, that makes never mind, I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, he could come in here with all his fame and fortune, and I ain't got to worry about money for the rest of my life. And I'm not saying LeBron specifically, again, happily married man. That's amazing. I'm glad that he stepped up to the plate with that shit.
He's still
but
fucking hoes.
I don't give a damn. Why you gotta
What?
so salt on it?
You don't know.
All right, let Brittany
yeah.
finish.
Anyway, this
Let her
mogul
finish.
figure who is single with millions of dollars and I don't ever have to worry about money again. It's not about money. I don't like being pregnant.
Oh,
It's the worst. And you know when
Well,
you
the magazine says the most beautiful thing in the world.
fuck that. It's a beautiful thing in the end when you produce this thing. But them 9 months that you getting fatter and fatter and you stretching, and if your baby got good genes and it got hair, you can't breathe. It feel like you having a heart attack because you having heartburn because the baby's sitting in your fucking
okay.
chest.
Listen, we're getting
And
off
then-
topic.
Okay.
Very much so.
Why are
Well-
we talking about babies sitting on chest?
I'm just saying, I'm not having no more kids, so
Good to know.
there we go.
Okay, so I did have a question, and Jessica, I wanted to kind of direct it at you because you have a real life experience about this. Not necessarily you specifically.
But no, I'm black.
No, it's not her. But
Your throat opens differently.
what the fuck? I literally said nothing about her fellatio skills. I said nothing. But no, so the question is it ever a good idea to get back with an ex? And the reason I ask that is because your parents are an awesome example of that.
Is there ever a good reason to get back with them?
Yes, and because they may be one in a million.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? But on average, do you think it is a good idea to ever do that?
On average, it's probably not a good idea. I guess it depends on the type of relationship you've had and why you actually broke up. Like in my parents, using my parents as an example, like they were together, separated, back together, but
Were they married the first time?
yeah,
Okay.
married and separated, back together.
They were high school sweethearts, right?
Right.
Okay.
And because of that, because they had been together for so long, they probably needed that time away from each other to know this is the person I want to be with. Like, and my situation, together for 2 years, broken up for 2 years, and then back together. At first, when that ended, I thought I would never go back to that because of the whole you weren't sure about commitment. But I mean, guys mature a lot slower than women, so I guess
truth.
If you know you had a great relationship with them and say, well, maybe if you're ready, we can try again. If you're not going to pull that bullshit that you did before, then we should be good. But if it's ending on some unforgivable shit, then yeah, it's probably not a good idea to get back together.
No backseats for me.
Ever?
No, it don't work.
Do you feel like you only feel that way because of who your exes are? Do you feel like anyone, you would never get back with them?
If I had to leave you, if I had to go to the extremes of leaving you.
What if he left you?
Like getting put out? Like getting put out?
Yes, like getting put out.
I didn't say
even more reason. Okay? Even more reason. I feel like, relationships are difficult. Definitely. 100%. Especially when you're trying to overcome some kind of adversity. We went over this a couple podcasts ago talking about fucking breaking points. And, cheating, financial shit, it's all basically, every situation kind of weighs itself. You can't say that, with this person, if he cheat on me, I'm not gonna fuck with him again. That may be true, but the next person, if he cheat on you, you may feel like the situation is worth more, depending on what you all have been through, for you to say, okay, I might have to swallow this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because we got too much tied into each other, or we done been through too much. I got this man, he's walking around with one of my kidneys, motherfucker. I hope you enjoyed it. But you belong to me.
There is a celebrity who left
George Lopez.
He
left his wife. He left his wife after she gave him a kidney.
Oh, he's dying today.
Yes. No, he's alive still.
Are you kidding me? With a new TV show.
He wouldn't be happy. You can leave all you want, but I'm
taking your life.
You gonna pay for that kidney.
Him and his new chick will see me riding up the street like,
he got my kidney.
How that kidney feel?
Hey,
alive.
Hey, wait. He woke up this morning.
Boop. Thanks to me.
That's thanks to me. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? But every situation is different because of that. What you may deal with one situation, you may not deal with in another situation. So I feel like the whole thing with the no backseats, if you leave me, or if I feel like I have to get to the extreme of saying to you, go fuck yourself, lose my number, don't call me no more.
What if it's not that extreme?
Yeah,
what if
not
it's
all
just
breakups are that way.
Right. What if it's just we shouldn't be together right now.
We're growing in different
apart.
places or whatever. I mean,
I could be like, oh, you don't want to be with me no more. Oh my God, I can't believe we got this to this point in our lives. You're right, we totally grown apart. In my head, I'm thinking, fucking slow.
Yes, I did the same thing. I was the calm girl, but like, oh, okay. So you made it about you. First, I wanted to break up. Let's start back. Like, the whole breakup thing was because when you first start our relationship, we both want to please the other person or whatever. I found myself giving more than taking, and the other person was like, oh, since she's giving, I'll take. Then it got to the point like epiphany. Bitch, you giving too much. Where's your happiness? Where's you in all this picture? You just doing whatever he wants, making him happy. What about you? You feel miserable doing certain things because you aren't happy. You're doing it just to save the relationship or make him happy and all that, everything else. Then to the point that he's like, oh, you know what? Since you're asking for you, I'm not happy in this relationship. I think we should take a break and whatever. And I was that person like, oh, okay. Nah, you don't want to be part of it anymore? That's fine. He's like, oh, we should take a break. Break to me means end. Forever.
There's no break.
There's no break.
You don't believe in breaks?
No, because break means cold. There's somebody I want to fuck.
Yes.
Give me and I want to go fuck them, and then I'll come back.
That's a hall pass.
That's exactly what happened.
Give me a hall pass, Jesus.
It's like I want to take a break.
I don't know not one ex that would give me a hall pass. I don't know not one friend.
I don't know one man that would give a hall pass.
Right. But they want hall passes themselves.
Right. They want a hall pass for them, but not. No,
you supposed to sit at home, remain pure with the Jesus light on top of your shit.
With a whole halo and wings on.
You got a fucking scarf on your head, cooking pancakes and neck bones and shit while he out with his hall pass and his toothless ass fucking friends.
No, thank you.
No, I'm straight.
Do you ever feel it's appropriate to be friends with an ex that you don't have children with?
Did you hear me say put them bitches in a box and put them in a damn? No, you cannot be friends with an ex.
I tried.
Not at all.
No, because let me tell you why. They know too much shit. Your ex will be the one that'll come to the barbecue with the new chick or the new man and correct the new chick or new man on some shit that you doing for that person. Like, oh no, he don't like icing on his cake. Somebody remove this bitch. Somebody come get her. Security? What? No.
That's silly. I think I am friends with my ex, and
that's if both of y'all don't want each other anymore. That only works.
No, we're both very attracted to one another, but
what?
What? Yeah, that happens.
I mean, it is shit. We were attracted to each other from the beginning. We're attracted to each other now. However, I think we're both in a place where we respect where we are now, and we're able to be cool. Like, so we don't spend a lot of time together, I think, because we are attracted to one another. But if we spent more time together, I think that would be a dangerous place, and you shouldn't do that. But we don't spend a lot of time together because, like, he's fine as hell and I'm fine as hell, and I'm like, no, we probably shouldn't be in the same room like that together all the time.
For me, a relationship is bigger than physical appearance.
Yes.
You can be fine as hell, but if I think about all the shit we went through throughout the relationship, you're not attractive anymore. Even a current relationship, you could be fine as hell. If you piss me off, I do not want to fuck you. I'm not getting wet because you pissed me off.
I am not tingling. My nipples don't tingle.
But we never fell out. That's the thing. Like,
that's because you sweet, Casey.
I am sweet.
How can someone say, bitch, fuck you, to you?
Yes. Well, how do you break up when
I said it to Casey?
Because Jessica has no soul.
And she doesn't fucking count.
And we never had sex before.
Exactly.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I got videos.
Y'all all need to kick right.
No, I really got video. Never mind.
Stop it. Never had sex with Jessica.
Never mind. But no. No.
You don't think it's appropriate?
I don't think that it's right because see, there's always room to kind of sit in, especially if it was a younger relationship.
You don't think
as you get older,
you don't think it's petty
and you mature? What do you mean? What's petty? Petty that they're there?
No, to actively not be friends with someone after you moved on from them.
Here's my thing. I don't think that you should be like, listen, don't ever fucking call me again. Die. Your existence dies. No, I don't think that you should do that. But at the end of the day, you should put some damn professional
boundaries. I mean, boundaries are fine, but
she's not saying best friends. She's just saying someone that you're cordial with that you might see out and be like, oh, hey, how are you? You can come to my barbecue where I'm having 30 people come by.
No, they can't come to my barbecue.
Why not?
So
I don't know what the fuck you gonna say. I may look amazing that day, and you may be all in your feelings because your current bitch is whack. You never was able to rebound from me to begin with.
She ain't gotta be
and
whack.
Then you come to my barbecue with my current situation and show your ass, and now you got me all night like, babe, no.
Here's where Here's where I'm like black and white, because the word friends, I don't call everybody my friends. We have friends and associates. If I call you my friends, you know my life inside and out.
We need to define words in this shit.
Yes, and associate is like ex. Of course I'll be cordial. Hi, bye, we have small conversation. But for me to call you my friend, I mean I call you and I talk to you and you know my life still.
I know your girl.
You don't you don't call us like that. No one talks on the phone.
I talk to you every day.
No.
Group me?
That's a talk too.
That's not talking.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
that's talking.
I don't
bitch.
have time to call you and talk to you for 30
if
minutes to an
somebody
hour,
don't
Casey.
respond, just recently, you tagged Jessica in the group meeting because she didn't respond. It was like, oh, did the bitch delete the app?
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did, and it was like merely like 5 hours or so that she didn't respond.
She fell asleep. I felt like she was on some fuck shit.
Right, but that's talking to every day. You know what happened to her in that particular.
But so my ex, who I will call my friend, is someone who, this is something that we shared and we found.
Is this the guy that you're super attracted to?
Yes. And so I have no problem with that. Why is that a problem?
Warning sounds.
You should be super attracted to.
No, I don't like them no more.
Okay, but my ex was
Physical,
fine.
yeah.
Like all of us, fine as hell. So the thing is, look, the problem or the thing is, like, if there was something that he and I shared that I didn't share with anybody else, I'll text him like, yo, did you see such and such? Because we have that connection in that way, but that's usually as far as it goes. We don't talk about anything more. It's just like, hey, how you been, blah, 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 and then we cut it short.
Right.
I don't think that's inappropriate.
Y'all know y'all got friends who y'all don't talk to every day that y'all still call a friend. Olivia, you don't talk to her every day, but she say your friend, she your acquaintance.
Thank you.
Call her acquaintance. I dare
No,
you.
she's not. She's
Exactly.
my
You don't talk to her every day.
Thank you.
Her at the party.
I ain't mean no damn Olivia.
Yes, you did.
Is that the
Yes,
bitch
you did.
from Joliet?
Why are we talking about these random
I
individuals?
like her.
I bet she's great.
She was great.
So you have friends, even though you don't talk to them for a while, but you had a connection. Like,
that's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying.
But ex though is like much deeper than that. We had sex. You penetrated me.
You sucked his dick.
Even if it's like someone said something about.
So every time he comes in the room, and you
I don't think about that.
I don't think that you think about it, but your man thinks about it.
Your vagina bounce.
Yes.
It pumped. And then, I remember what that dick felt like.
Is that how they talk in Haiti?
No.
Oh my god.
Why you put that in there?
We don't talk that vulgar. My grandma was still alive. I would be in the fucking closet on punishment.
Well, in Haiti, I feel like that may have been allowed. It ain't allowed here in the U.S. But I feel like I don't. Okay, it depends on your current mate and how they feel, how secure they are. Like, if I felt like my mate was uncomfortable with me being friends with my ex, I wouldn't be openly friends with him in front of my current boyfriend.
Okay,
Cheating on the side.
right.
I'm not.
Okay. Question.
They
So
just
if
don't
your mate-
understand what a friend is.
Clearly,
They
because
don't
we had this
understand what
conversation.
We're not going to touch that.
No,
Okay,
we're
so
not
if
going
your
back
mate-
there.
Okay, no, we ain't talking about that.
No, I'm not going back there.
I'm just
I'm just fucking with y'all. Here's the thing, though. If your mate, I have like 3 questions for y'all.
Do you know you did that ratchet lip smack?
I was going to comment on it, but I
So
didn't want to
loud. My
Yes.
God, we are.
That's
on,
how you know.
we are on a podcast.
That's how
Okay.
she came from John Hope.
Shots fired.
You can expect those kinds of things.
Oh my God, you know what? I get that all the time about my high school, but let me tell you something, it was the best fucking time of my life. Okay? If I could go back to high school right now, I would. We had a ball.
Blah blah blah. Moving on.
What, Thornton? Suburban ass.
I did not go to Thornton. Really?
Where did you go? Thornwood. Bloom, even more.
Are we really talking about
Retarded. But anyway, no. So if your mate,
How thotty you were in high school.
how do you guys feel about your mate telling you that they're not comfortable with certain people in your world? You communicating with certain people. Now, let me define your mate.
Okay.
You guys are 4 years in. He just proposed to you. You're planning your wedding. Okay? You guys are engaged. You're extremely happy. He's done no wrong outside of man shit. Okay?
Right.
Simple forgotten anniversaries.
Right.
Simple I came in too goddamn late. Simple shit. But you ain't had no issues with him and no bitches. You ain't had no issues with him and no money. You ain't had no issues with him and no mama. Okay? So, he says to you, honey boo, baby,
Honey boo.
baby, I don't like that nigga. Okay? I don't want you talking
is
to
it your
him.
ex or just some guy?
Just
Let's do part A. He's your ex, and y'all are cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him. I don't want him around. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
So, like real life situation, I've had that. I was fighting for like, oh, we're just friends or whatever, and then my boyfriend said, no, he wants you. That's why he wants you back in his life. I'm like, you're like thinking so over this. We're over. We're never going to get back. You thinking too much of this and da 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 da. Until that ex trying to fuck up my current situation, as in calling me at 2 a.m. asking to come over. Then it's like, wait a minute. So what's your plan here? Are you trying to... First, coming over, we haven't spoken until like a month or 5 months ago. I called you a friend as in like social, like we can talk about things when you want to talk about it, but we're not like hanging out. And then you text me every now and then. My boyfriend knows. I tell him about it. I was like, oh, he's just an ex or whatever. He just texts every now and then. And when you find out I'm in a serious relationship, you want to call at 2 a.m. and ask to come over. So my boyfriend was not, thank God, right next to me. He was traveling at the time. So I'm like, wait, what? It's like something happened or anything else? Because it's like, you know, as a friend, you like concerned. And then he's like, no, I just want to come over. I said, no, I'm asleep. I will talk to you in the morning. So the next day, I'm thinking like, wait a minute. What if my boyfriend was here at the time at 2 o'clock in the morning and you have no emergency, you just calling me to come over? First of all, he would think that you calling for a booty call. And second, that was going to be a whole argument about what's your purpose in my life. So I call his ass, cuss his ass out because you're trying to break up my situation. Cause who does that?
So the answer to her question is...
What's the question?
What was the question? No,
what do you say? Do you say, yeah, baby, cool, fuck him?
Like
at first, I was like, no, you overreacting. That's not what it is. We're just friends. But at this point, he has a different agenda. Yes, I cut it off. Do not ever text me or call me again. You're trying to ruin my relationship. Your agenda is different than mine. We're not friends. You trying to get back together or fuck up my situation.
All right, so I have a 2-part answer.
I'm gonna be nice.
No.
Be real religious.
Stop it.
Come on.
Okay.
Come as you are.
I do love the Lord.